Real pace. Charles Leclerc has coped brilliantly. He won in Spa. He wins in Monza.
Inside the 20, Cook is chasing Munster, yes!
Balotelli. Aguero. Staggering. Just staggering.
No, that's what I'm saying, because he has to do it.
It was a bit quiet this year, but
Yeah, this year is a bit. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, it's easier to stand out in a worse team.
you like the notes here, Strongy?
What's that for?
He's groveling after he missed the alarm yesterday. That's why.
Huh? Yeah.
All right, let's get started.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to the Dose Sports Podcast. Massive week in sport this week. Absolutely huge week in terms of football. But on the back of that, to introduce the boys, we're going to do our top 4 unexpected transfers in our opening segment, and then we'll go into our NRL, AFL, and then last segment, we're going to rank the fullbacks of the NRL this year in 1 to 16. And starting us off, Chucker, what is your top 4 unexpected transfers?
My first one was Ash Barty to the Brisbane Heat in 2015.
That is good.
I think a couple of years before that, she was the junior Wimbledon champion.
Yeah.
Like a young throbber on the rise. Like she was probably outside the top 60 in the world at that stage, but just like she was off tennis at the moment. Went to cricket, and it was probably the best thing for a tennis game because she re-established her love for the game. So that's
you should do that, I reckon. Play a bit of cricket and then
yeah.
Number 2 for you, Chucker?
Number 2, Jared Hayne to the 49ers.
Oh, that is good.
Oh, yeah. Look, I had that as well, Chuck, except mine was I had that as well, except mine was Jared Hayne to Silver Water Prison.
That was unexpected.
That wasn't also another unexpected.
Yeah. I know, it's just like 2014 wins the Dally M, like the most prestigious award you can get in the game, and then fucks off a year later. And it sort of like ruined his career in a way, but it's pretty impressive they can get a stint in states like that.
Yeah. To be fair, he moved from the Parramatta wing to the Silverwater Prison wing. That you could say that's the transfer that happened. It's the same position, but still on the wing, but not in the same club. Number 3, Chucker.
Folau to the Giants.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about it. Yeah,
like 2008 to 10, he was probably the arguably greatest.
He was the best.
He was a top 3 winger in the NRL, an Australian winger. Yeah, and then he sort of sacrificed his career going in the Giants, like a newly established AFL team. Yeah. And then
bit of money.
Yeah, and then I think he played like 13, 14 games across 2 seasons, and then jumps off to the Wallabies and tears it up. And then number 4 was Benji to the Blues.
Yeah. He missed his prime. Benji missed an opportunity to sort of make his name as a immortal, I reckon, or close to immortal, because he missed this. He went away in his prime.
And then when he comes back, it's like stints at the Dragons and Broncos where he's on there.
Bit over.
I know, yeah. I kind of had a theme going where it was like code hopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think code hopping's a bit unexpected. So
that is true. Strongy, that was a good list. That's half the top. Strongy.
Well, I've gone for a bit more of like big transfers that may be expected, but I delivered big. So I gone Ronnie CR7 to Real Madrid.
Yeah,
arguably like one of the great signings of all time.
Yeah.
Buddy to the Swans. That hasn't paid off yet. Will this year.
He's still got a few years in his contract.
Yeah, he's got another year. Jonathan Thurston to the Doggy, from the Doggy to the Cowboys, is probably the worst recruitment loss of all time.
Coming from a Tigers fan, talking about recruitment losses.
We're talking about Jonathan Thurston here. The Doggies let Jonathan Thurston walk out the door.
But to be fair, they were on
he was so
some salary cap issues as well.
He was so young at that point.
And they had salary cap problems as well. So.
Okay, you can't excuse it. It's Jonathan Thurston. They've lost out on JT at a young age. It's not like they lost a starter as well. They just let like a young...
But to be fair, I wouldn't have said he was that exciting. Compared to Benji coming on the scene, JT was nowhere near when Benji came on the scene like that immediate impact. But who knows? I know what you mean.
If you say to the Doggies, it just changes the landscape of the NRL for a long time.
Yeah.
This year, what has been the biggest transfer in 2021 is Benji Marshall to South Sydney because he's going to deliver a premiership. That's why.
Oh, deliver a premiership.
Going to deliver a premiership. Biggest transfer.
To be fair, at the beginning of the year, I was skeptical on why he would go to Souths because I didn't see him fitting in, but they fitted in pretty nicely. He comes and plays a fair few minutes. So
yeah, I've rated him at South. I think it's been a great pickup.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah.
My number 4. I went Cooper Cronk to the Roosters. As a Melbourne fan, I did not see it coming. I thought when he was saying that his wife was working in Sydney and that's why he wants to leave, I would have thought he wouldn't go to probably the most direct rival. If he had to leave, I thought he'd go to another club. But yeah, went to the Roosters and obviously done us in the grand final the year he joins. And then number 3, I've gone Sebastian Vettel from leaving Red Bull after 4 World Championships. Has a 1 bad year and leaves to Ferrari. There was a bit of controversy around that, and obviously his career hasn't been the same since then. My number 2 is Tom Brady leaving the Patriots, going to the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I thought it's sort of like that Cameron Smith thing where you think he'd have to finish his career at New England. He's won all those championships there, but no, does the job at the Buccaneers the year he leaves. And then number 1, I went Carlos Tevez going from Manchester United, signing for Manchester City, crosstown rivals, and when he scored against them, celebrated like no man's business. So bit of tension on that one. So that's my 4. I think Chucker's got the best 4 out of that one though.
I don't know. I feel like
that was good.
Cheated, like spoiled what the theme is. Like I don't know.
Nah, that was good.
Chuck, good job, mate. Good job outside the box. That's a goal after you do.
You get a sticker, mate. Moving on to give me a dose. Bits are going on sport this week. Messi leaving Barcelona is great for football.
It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter. I think it's good. I wanted to see him leave Barca.
If anything, it's worse for football because it's like shows how broken like financial fair play is in League One.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting. Barca are just going to be probably struggling again. They've got huge debt, and it's an interesting signing. It's probably what everyone realistically thought was going to happen if Messi were to leave.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but the shock of just Messi leaving is probably what made it different. I think it's good and bad because I think Barcelona are going into a bit of a hole at the moment. They've got a few issues going on there, but the bad thing, he's gone to PSG, and that PSG is basically playing FIFA career mode at this point. They're just buying whoever they want.
It's stacked, isn't it?
Their team is absolutely stacked. So I don't know how I feel about it. It's one of those 50-50s. If he turns up, if they win the Champions League comfortably, then it's a bit of a problem. But who knows? Second one, give me a dose. Clint Gutherson getting 750,000 would actually be overs compared to what his manager turned down.
Yeah,
I don't get a dose. I was thinking like, that's what he's on currently. I know his manager, like his agent, like walked out of the team board meeting, like that's fucking embarrassing, and just storms out. Yeah, but I think like player value, it's all like relative. I reckon like Gutho has some sentimental value to Para. Like he's he's our captain and he plays every game, puts his heart on his sleeve. And I don't think I think he's like, in a way, he's like the same effect of Turbo on Manly that he has, not to the same extent, but like something he has a big effect on Para that other clubs wouldn't want to pay as much for.
Yeah,
but go on.
I think it's like I think it's interesting in that Gutho's not worth what Tommy and Teddy are. Like, that's the bottom line. Paying that would be ridiculous overs. Like, paying 1.1 a year for Gutho would be crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, there's got to be a sweet spot. Like, Gutho's got to understand that if he wants to win a premiership, he can't try and get that money. Like,
and you can't throw the blame on Gutho. Like,
well, the player,
it's the agent wanting like a shit ton of commission from.
No, it's also the player saying, "Yeah, let's get that number." Like the people blame the agents a lot, but at the end of the day, the agent works for the player, not the other way around. It's the player gets the final say. I reckon like eight to 900K a year is Gutho's. Like his sweet spot.
Yeah, I don't think Gutho's $1 million player just because the style of fullback he is. He doesn't have the flair of like a Turbo or a Teddy.
He hasn't got.
He's a different sort of breed of fullback.
He's a pretty. I wouldn't want to say one dimensional, but he hasn't got a lot of like different things to his game. Like what you get from Gutho is pretty much what you see. He's just pretty much a hard worker.
Yeah, like if you watch his shit game, it's going to be like identical to his like gun game.
Yeah, he doesn't have a 10 out of 10 game in him. He has an 8 out of 10, and his minimum is 6 out of 10. Like that's what you're going to get from him. Whereas Tedesco and Tommy, they have a 10 out of 10 game, but like I'll say maybe like a Ryan Papenhuyzen, he has a 10 out of 10 game in him, but also can put a 5 out of 10 game or like a lot lower game. So like that range is there. But
yeah, I'd say Gutho deserves more than what Pat got, but it's not astronomically more.
Yeah, I would say 750, 800 is probably.
Gutho. Yeah, the knock on Gutho is like he's trying to really test his value, and it could lead to like their salary cap getting squeezed because he's like not selfish, the word, but like
Yeah, well, he's got
the knock on him is like he's squeezing Para's salary cap out.
Yeah,
like Para, what Gutho's worth to Para, other clubs wouldn't pay as much for.
Who do you reckon's getting more, Mitch Moses or Gutho? Moses.
Well, I think Gutho's much more replaceable than Moses as well. I struggle to see Moses as being an easily replaceable half. Like I don't think the Knights could replace Ponga.
Yeah, well, it's just so hard because there's no.
I think
all the fullbacks, all the good fullbacks, and all the good halves are already locked up by a club. Like all the ones on the market are ones that have been let go. Yeah, like
Yeah, I know what you mean. Third point: Australian cricket is at a low point. Give me a dose.
Yeah. The lowest point was it actually not being broadcasted. Like, what the fuck's going on there? I can't even watch it in Australia. Like, mate.
That's a good thing. I didn't want to see us get rolled by the bangers. Oh my gosh, how are we getting 60? Only scoring 60 and only winning the last game because Dan Christian scored like 30 off an over. Like that's the only reason we won.
Yeah.
Where the concern is we're like perennially is that the word? Perennially shit in the subcontinent.
Yeah.
But it's like surely like I've watched zero footage from that series, like none at all. But it seems like when you play in the subcontinent, the like host team just like make the pitch so hard to bat on.
Yeah, I think the average score over there has been like 110 in a T20. And we're not used to that. But I still don't think that's an excuse. Like it's Bangladesh.
I think four totals we made in that series out of the 5 went into our top 20 lowest scores ever made in T20. Hang on.
Justin
Langers.
He's gone. His time's up. This will be. If we don't get a clean sweep against England, like there'll be serious questions raised about whether he's the coach. There's already been so much talk that the players like.
Oh, I think England's going to win when they come here.
Oh no, not a fucking chance. They're
I reckon. They were playing well against bloody India, but obviously that was on home.
Oh, it's going to be one of the worst England teams that's ever toured Australia.
You
Like
reckon?
straight off the bat, it's going to be an appallingly bad team. Yeah, it's not good. Like Stokes isn't going to be there. Root hasn't played good cricket since he toured India in the first 2 tests.
Yeah.
And the rest of the top 6 is just like it's none of them are established test cricketers.
Yeah.
And
No,
then
I know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Agent Jimmy Anderson and Stuart Broad, and they're not going to. It won't even be close. We should.
I don't know. Watching that series, the bowlers are still bowling like fairly well. Like Jimmy Anderson, he still hasn't lost his touch. Like done Coley first ball, done Pujara very early. Like
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy Anderson's always. He's never going to not perform in England.
yeah,
But he's never been known to perform in Australia.
yeah.
Like it'll be completely different when the ball's seaming and it's swinging a lot. Then yeah, give England England has the upper hand, but they will not have any upper hand in Australia. It will be cakewalk, I reckon, the Ashes.
Fair enough.
You guys, I read something like just the headline, like the clickbait headline. Like Langer and one of the other Cricket Australia staff members had a bit of beef going on the Bangladesh tour.
I didn't say that. No. Could you?
Is that the writing for the line for JL?
Once there's infighting, it's pretty much you're all over.
Don't you guys remember reading those? There were like 2 or 3 big articles that came out that reportedly had sources inside the camp saying the players were unhappy and that they'd spoken to Justin Langer. It's come up 2 or 3 times now, and there's been articles by like the Sydney Morning Herald and stuff claiming that the players are unhappy, and Justin Langer's had to respond to them in press conferences. So someone's talking shit like him, and it's been going on for a while. It's been going on for over a year. Justin Langer is not favoured.
Yeah, I think he's got to go soon.
Back to that series, like the only thing like saving us was how understrength we were.
Nah, that's not an excuse though.
Like it is, but
no, the problem is though is that all the players that didn't go to Bangladesh went and played in the IPL. So it's a bit bizarre. Like, and there were a couple like injuries and shit, but they didn't even go on tour.
Yeah,
it's pretty get your best players in the country to just go over and do the tour after they've gone and played like 3 months in India during COVID. Just because, like, I don't think Justin Langer's got the group bought in anymore.
That's fair. Last one. Give me a dose. Would Strongy get less than 13 on the hole that Siwoo Kim got 13 on?
Yeah.
You reckon 155 yards over water into a.
I didn't see the whole live, but I saw like the digital flyover.
Yeah.
And with Strongy's little incidental bump and runs,
no,
he could get over the water, so he did like a stinger and it started.
I think the only way Strongy, if we didn't know that Strongy had to get 13, I don't think he'd make it. But if Strongy knew he had to just get under 13, he'd like go left and like follow the path around.
Well, Chuck, I took 15 strokes off my game.
Ooh. And he's at 60 now. He's at 60 handicap.
That's about
40 now. I'm at 40. So drop another 15 off and I'll be considerably better.
Yeah. No, but that's fair. I don't know. It'll be tough. I'd actually like to see.
How many meters is it over water?
Like 145. Yeah.
40.
Oh, and how much room do I have to land on the?
Not too much.
Oh, then fuck. Could you guys get up to 13? You'd be struggling to get up to 13 as well.
No, we would do all right, I reckon.
Yeah,
you would do all right.
No,
I saw a
Someone get me a photo. Someone get me a photo.
I'll send it in.
An honest, give an honest review.
I saw
like a.
I'm tagging you on Facebook. It's on Facebook first.
Yeah. I saw a photo of like Kevin Na and Siwoo Kim on some like private jet, and they're like together because they own now the worst score ever recorded on the PGA Tour in the par 4. I'm saying Strongy probably owns that private jet now.
He was the one flying the plane.
If you haven't seen Strongy play, you can.
I'm very skeptical. 13.
Yeah, he's on his way up, Matt.
13.
Yeah.
13 would be lucky. Nah. I reckon one of them would go. Like one of my first 4 strokes would go on the green, and then I'd get like 5 putt. Not putt.
5 putt.
Look, Johnny, all I'll say is I'd back in Strongy for like a DNF the hole and then just walk off.
A little pickup. He's playing stable.
Yeah,
little pickup.
Walk off after 9.
Little walk off. All right, fair enough. That's good. We'll look at last week's round of footy. Get into that. Get stuck in. I know Chaka. I'm surprised you're here after the last 3 weeks of Paris performances.
Well, look, I'm paying more attention to, like, I'm taking a more holistic approach now to the NRL because I'm not really giving a shit about Para. I'm just more focused on my Supercoach team now. I'm at that stage where it's the little early option and then start to fade away near finals.
That's fair. Big match in Supercoach. Maybe you 67th.
Little buy round first week of finals. Wish Para one of those.
Yeah, I clap Johnny.
I know. Somehow I was on the bit. I was 1 point of, if I won this weekend, I'll be 1 point of being 4th, and instead I lost to Strongy's coming 8th, and now I'm gonna get done.
I just want to talk about this Para game because they got fucking clapped.
We'll get there. We'll start chronologically. Thursday night, 28-20, Knights take down the Broncos. It was a surprisingly strong defensive performance from the Broncos in the first half, but Knights still got the job done. But it was a bit of a struggle. What are your thoughts on where the Knights will finish up after this?
Where the Knights finish up, I still think they're a shot for the 8. But it's kind of the same with like the Warriors and Tigers game. And arguably the Canberra game is that like the teams there were playing just to win. Like they didn't care how they won. They didn't care how scrappy the game was. Like all those teams on the weekend needed to win to stay in the finals race. So it's like a mental mindset for the Knights. Like it's a tick for mentality. Get over the Broncos because they played good footy last 3 to 4 weeks.
Yep.
Randall's service from 9 was probably like the sore toe of the Knights attack.
Yeah.
It was boring.
He's not a number 9. I'm so surprised that Connor Watson wasn't a starting 9 over him.
Randall is a 9. He's a 9.
Is he a 9?
Yes, he's a 9.
Get out of here, he's a 9. He sucks.
Real bad. He's a tackling machine, like he's a defensive machine, but his service was awful.
Get out of here. I actually thought he was genuinely from a different position.
Nah, he's a 9.
Oh my God.
Break like the record for tackles ever as well, though.
Yeah, like I still think he did his job.
He's good with the bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was awful, but anyway. They still get the job done.
Yeah, I thought like Knights had a win without like their big 3, Ponga, Pearson, Bradman, Best.
Didn't fire at all.
They were all pretty quiet, and they
were very quiet.
Done without him. So
no one gets Kalen Goodball. Oh my gosh! If they just got Kalen Goodball, it'd do so much better.
I think Ponga's attack was a bit one-dimensional in the fact that he, like the entire game, he was getting a lot of ball on the inside shoulder, like the defender third out, and he was just constantly trying to goosey and get around them and just accelerate with his pace around them.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else noticed it, but I was like, this isn't going to hold up. Like this, he was just going a bit too sideways the whole game. I felt he could straighten it up a bit more because he's got a freak passing game. Like his passing game is probably the best of the fullbacks.
Yeah.
I think he should utilise it a bit more. But
yeah.
Austin Frizzell, I wish he played Origin. I wish he wasn't injured because he's like one of my favourite back rows in the comp. He was fucking unbelievably good on the weekend.
He was good. Tyson Frizzell is always good, isn't he?
I reckon he's like rejuvenated himself a bit at the Knights. Like it's a bit of a younger playing group, young coach, and I think it's kind of like it's suited him.
I think he flew right under the radar.
Yeah.
I think Dave Feeder's taken a bit of the limelight, same as Angus Crichton and
Papali'i is like a signing of the year.
Yeah.
Well, but I think Frizzell's been super impressive at the Knights.
Yeah, for sure. Good effort from the Broncos as well. They're showing a bit more in the last few weeks, which is promising for
it's
fans
that
next
first
year.
half again, isn't it? Like,
It's not even, well, it was 2 tries all in the first half, but they just had no ball. Like, considering it was 2 tries all was a win, I'll take in that first half when they had like 0 ball.
I think there's a lot of them playing for contracts though as well. So take it with a grain of salt. It's the end of the season.
Yeah, that's that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you see Kevy, he played finals if Tony Staggs plays at least 8 games. No, you don't.
They don't.
No, you don't.
They get close. They'll get closer than they are now for sure.
Contract isn't that much of a difference.
I rate him so highly. I reckon he's a massive in. Anyway, that's my opinion. Raiders on Dragons. Bit of a
Bit scrappy.
a bit of a sort of middle of the road sort of game. But the Raiders get the job done. They needed that 2 points coming into the finals where they have a bit of a steep run coming in. They got Melbourne Roosters, I think, back to back, which is not ideal.
I just think the Dragons have like completely imploded on their season now. It's almost crazy. Like Paul Vaughan, I've listened to him speak, and I like, in all honesty, I don't really think any of them give a shit about like the suspensions and all that much.
Yeah,
and, like the fact they broke the COVID rules, but you can literally see like when Paul Vaughan speaks about the Dragons, he's really upset and distressed because in essence, like he organised something that's just fucked their season.
Yeah, definitely. Like if they need to do is basically win.
If they won every second game from that barbecue, they'd be in the 8 comfortably, and it looks like they have dropped out, and it doesn't look like they're going to get back in.
No, they can't. Their roster's not. Yeah, they just can't. They can't.
Yeah.
The knock on the Raiders, like their gun players have been quiet all year now. Like Jack Wine was quiet again.
Yeah.
Big papa.
Yeah, Jack White, and he did 1 try, 3 tackle break, run for 120 metres. Only 6 kicks though. I just not sold on Jack White and being
I don't know what he's done.
I
don't know what he's done.
I'm not sure what's happened. I think Hodjo's probably never going to be the same player once he's done that ACL. It's just so late in his career.
No, definitely not. I think Tommy Starling's wrapped up that 9 spot for a long while now.
Rapana, I reckon he was decent at fullback again, like especially defensively.
Hey, are you going to try a week or something, or was that all you?
No, Rapana's been good.
Okay.
Like Ricky's always tried him at fullback.
Yeah.
But he was actually really good on the weekend, and it eventually gave them a good solution, and it was sitting under his nose the whole time. So
he was all right. This is the big one. South's demolishing the Eels. Like it could have easily been 50. Like the Eels only turned up in the last 20 minutes or so.
That's switched off.
Yeah, they just switched off. Like
Chuck,
I'll let you just go. I'll let you off the leash.
It's just like like they're so stubborn now for 8. Like just unwilling, especially like their defensive system. It's been an issue for like 3 or 4 years now, just like leaking tries on edges because our centre and wing jam in like at different times. They're not like
they're not synced. Yeah, they're not synced.
At all. And then a good team, especially like Rabbit's left edge, can just pick apart that with ease.
It's insane.
It's not a knock on Hayes because Fergo was doing it before. It's like it's got to be a knock on our system as a whole.
I thought the Tigers.
Michael Oldfield this week won't change much. It's like I don't know if it's a communication thing or like they're telling to rush in, but they're rushing in at different times and like it's just pissed me off.
When the Tigers played South, the thing I noticed was that it wasn't the wingers making the mistakes. Like we just were making errors on the inside players, so it was like Luch or
It caused a chain reaction.
Yeah, Para was just shit decision making by the centers and the wingers.
Yeah.
Like his Dunster was just coming off his wing relentlessly, and like, obviously he didn't have much of an option at sometimes. But sometimes you're better off to be caught on your wing 2-on-1 than to rush in and have a 2-man overlap on the outside. So
you just gotta be able to trust that your center or whoever's inside you is gonna make the tackle on their man.
Yeah.
You just got to have a bit of trust. Like if you're going to make a read and like understandably if you make one bad read or even two, like that's understandable. Like it's a consistent like thing where they're just every winger just flies in like 2 men in and then it just causes problems, which is not ideal. I think also with Para's attack,
Yeah,
like they've got a plan A and it worked for them for the first 14.
It's kicky.
oh, here we go.
It's first 14 weeks, but then like once teams work out Paris plan A, they're not like a Melbourne or even a Chookies where they can adapt and try something else, try something different. Like they're just stuck in plan A and they don't have a plan B, which is not ideal.
And the plan A is fucking bomb to the winger or the fucking back rower, and it's so shit. Like it works, but it's not. It's just too one-dimensional when you know it's coming, and you may as well just give away the penalty on the line because Para don't look like scoring with the ball in hand, really.
Yeah, and
they're too slow, they're too stagnant, and they're just never deep enough. They're never deep enough on set plays.
Yeah, and like, I'm just sounding like a fucking whiny bitch now, but like it's so just like one out from like 40 and back off our line, and it's so easy to read and harder to make meters coming off our line.
Yeah,
but I'm concerned, but not. I'm still not convinced our season's over just yet.
Yeah, your season's over. Let's be real here.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not right. I don't want to write.
I want to write them off. We're fourth, and
no, because they've got no plan B. They don't have another method of scoring points.
If they keep fourth, I still think they're a good shout.
If we take fourth, we are. If we take fourth,
you can't take fourth.
Yeah, because our run. Like but if we take fourth.
No, if you take fourth because of your run, then you have a chance, but you're not taking fourth because of your run.
What I'm saying is the 6 is the but Rabbits
too good.
Pretty.
It's so clinical, and everyone's talking about how defensively they switch off. Like it came up in the game again. They kind of get like they didn't let Para in the game, but they let Para have a couple of line breaks and get to the edges a bit quicker. I don't get why anyone cares. They were so ruthless with ball in hand that it got them a 30-point lead. And
but I think
it doesn't matter from there. Like
because they've been obviously the game was done before that. I think in previous games, like even that Tigers game, they like turned up. They didn't turn up second half, and like against a better team, they obviously wouldn't have scored as much points in the first half, and then it would have been a struggle. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sold on South like defensively and their ability to get through a game. Like they did close the game out 40-12 with a sound victory by all standards. So I think Souths do have I think they can still win it.
I think they'll come second. They'll be second, and I reckon I was so adamant before that it's Penrith Melbourne. Depending on how Cleary comes back, it might be a South spell. That's what I think. But next game of the round was an interesting one. This was a good Saturday of games. 18-16 Warriors taking down the Sharks after a bit of controversy. What are your boys' thoughts on sledging in the game?
It's fucking Chambers. Great. I love Will Chambers now.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was just a prick, but like. I thought he was just chatting shit because he was always winning. But now he chats shit and he's losing and it's better. Like that's the pinnacle of shit talking and sledging is you're losing and you've still got a mouth on you.
Yeah.
And right.
Like the getting hit was warranted. Like word on the street is that like teammates, like the Sharks players are getting off Will as well.
No, but then Toby Rudolph came out.
I know, but like...
Oh, you'd think he's a dickhead, but like he's not actually a dickhead.
Yeah.
And Toby, if you listen to Toby talk about himself, Toby thinks, like he says when he's in a new environment, he's the person that everyone thinks is a dickhead as well.
Yeah. But
I'm not too
Chambers is dropped, so there's probably some more stuff to it.
Yeah, there's probably a bit to it.
I reckon... You just got to
Talakai's playing fucking 7.
What do you call it? The bloody, like, as if you can't take sledging. Like, how can you get so riled up about something that's said to you, like, on a field? Like, if it was off the field, I can understand a bit more, but, like, on the field, obviously the person's just trying to get a reaction out of you. Like, how can you not be mentally strong enough to just stop that coming in?
Oh, I want to know what Chamber said. Apparently, it was about Kane's miso. That'd be lovely. That.
Yeah, but like,
fucking punch you in the face. You've got to roll him up.
Yeah, just get the ball and run hard at him. Don't bloody punch him in the face. You're just costing your team at that point. It almost costs.
I think if you sled, you got to be prepared to get.
Yeah, but
you can't now. You can't.
I know, but like,
if you're going to throw him, don't throw two punches, then be separated. Like, what's the point?
Also don't aim it at his bloody shoulder. What was that? Just hit him on the chin if you're actually going to do it properly.
I don't know what everyone's talking about him missing. I thought it clipped him straight on the chin the first punch.
No, it was like, it wasn't clean. It wasn't a. He had like a free shot on his whole face, and he just like went somewhere there or something.
Yeah, I'm sure he's right-handed. He's gone to the left.
Yeah, hang on. He's missed twice here.
Hang on.
And then also Sharks turned down a 2-point opportunity. I was wondering why they turned down that penalty goal right in front. Not too sure what to go.
Yeah, the coach.
Yeah, I know he said it was his call.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I was thinking about it. Like, I like the mentality of it.
Yeah, but that's so like, your team's not good, and if your team's struggling to score points against the Warriors, like, obviously, why would you back your attack against?
Oh no, I came to the conclusion I don't think it's the right option, but I do like the mentality, like, that you back your team to go and score the try, and they should probably back themselves.
Yeah.
You get a penalty 10 metres out, you really do hope to score in that set or the next. At least get a repeat and put some pressure on.
Yeah, but it didn't happen. But that's how it is. Sharkies, do you reckon they make the 8 or no?
No.
No, it's Titans and
Knights. Yeah.
Knights is
in now.
Cool, yeah.
Titans looking very good. We'll get to that game.
Wait, Tigers and Knights is what we're saying, right? Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers.
Matt still believes though, so there's some hope.
There is hope.
We'll get to that. Watching that Tigers game on the week, I was actually getting physically angry, and I wasn't even supporting anyone there. Like, I was like, "What is this?" Panthers v Roosters. That was a cracker of a game. Matty Burden. Bulldogs are licking their chops after watching that one. Him at the 6, he was fantastic.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Johnny, well, no. You can't be talking up Matt Burden because
I'll tell you what's funny, Matt.
Asshole every second week.
Matt Burden was
what? Matt Burden?
You think Matt Burden has the shittest kicking game in the world?
But he didn't kick this week.
He's got a fucking enormous.
No, like fifth tackle. Like, during those string of losses, his fifth tackle options were pretty poor. But I'm saying this week he turned up.
He can give it a roost, Matty Burden.
Oh, he can give it a roost, no doubt. Like, he wasn't giving it a roost. That's what I'm saying.
I've got to love Matty Burden. He's become my AE, my auto emergency, and he's top scored with 100.
I'm regretting. I turned Burden into SJ, and then after Burden trade on Sean Johnson. So I was regretting that high. I'm regretting that highly.
Yeah.
But now, it turned Jono into Dewey. Could have had both.
On the game. Back to the game. I would, like, going into it, I thought Roosters for sure were going to win, but they were, like, very disjointed in their attack, especially Tedesco. Like, I'm not sure if it's just but he was quite poor, I'd say. Yeah,
I missed the game. I mean, look, 1 try assist, 14 tackle breaks, 4 offloads, and 197 meters.
It didn't.
2 poor.
No, he actually, like, he made a lot of errors. Like, he didn't do it. Like, errors in the sense of, like, he'd just run in and then run a circle a bit and then just take a tackle. It was, if you watch the game, it wasn't a good Tedesco performance. I think most Roosters fans would back that up as well. Chuck?
Yeah, well, I was in that mode where I was intertwining between the Bledisloe and because I was an avid Penrith supporter that game, to try and maintain that fourth position.
Yeah.
But look, Burton, he I don't know. It's like
He
yeah, it's good for the Bulldogs to pick him up. Like,
gives me massive Callum Ponga vibes, like huge. I reckon they look so similar when they play.
yeah.
Oh, Matty Burton's he's got a bit more body mass though, which makes him a lot more dangerous than Callum Ponga. Like,
I reckon, yeah. I reckon they've got a very good.
That meaty he scored, pretty Ponga-ish.
Yeah, sending the Tedesco ankle drop. That's very Ponga-ish.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think Roosters. I thought they just had to win.
What did Appy do to get suspended?
I think he.
What's that?
He tried defending someone, and I'm not sure if he threw a punch or not. But
right, and then Crichton's 3-weeker was a joke. Like,
oh gosh, that is
what's he meant to do?
I don't get the crusher. Like, you shouldn't run into contact and go and turn your back to the defense.
Yeah, because that's all they do now. Like, they run in and turn their back to get an offload. Obviously, you're going to lead. Like, you're putting yourself more in danger than the defender putting you at danger. But
what are they supposed to do? They like flipping 110 kilogram person from facing like the opposite. It's just stupid.
Yeah,
if you want to put yourself in that position, then go for it. You're doing the right. Like, your technique's poor.
Yeah, it's a bit of a joke. Like, they need to change the how they adjudicate like the cross tackle and that, because Angus Crichton literally could not do anything to avoid that. So yeah. Last game on Saturday, what everyone thought would be a absolute cracker, and it did live up to a bit of a cracker. 28-18, Storm winning their 17th game on the road. Look, I think again it wasn't a clinical Storm performance by any stretch of the imagination, but they got the job done against a red hot Manly side, which I think it was good signs coming off last few weeks where it's been Cowboys. They played pretty poorly, and not sure. I forgot who they played last week, to be fair.
Who?
Storm.
Oh.
Panthers. Yeah, they even though they put away the Panthers, they're a bit scrappy still. So yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have thought Manly were a team that could just hang in there.
Yeah.
I don't know how much ball they had, but I'm sure
they didn't have any ball, especially that first half.
I reckon it was almost like 70.
I'll tell you that it was 58-42 possession.
Okay, I'm just completely wrong, but still lopsided.
Yeah, it was.
And I didn't think Manly had the hang in there that they showed.
Yeah.
Trbojevic was statistically very solid, even though it looked like he had a very quiet game. Like, it's just like quiet for him. Yeah, just a couple of try assists, a couple of line breaks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's when you've only shut him down to not scoring and only getting try assists and a few line breaks. That's like, I would say that's a fairly good defensive performance. Like, that's how good he is.
I think they just shut down like everyone else around him, and then he just got suffocated through that more than like they found him out.
I think they were a bit more alert to like when he had the ball, they were all like in sync defensively. Like, especially they like pushed the defensive line up massively when he got the ball. So I think the two tries he got, young Dean Ehrenmeyer made two pretty poor defensive choices. So it was still a solid performance from Tommy.
Yeah,
but I think
like the Saab try was against the right play.
Yeah, exactly. So I think both like the scoreline I think is fair. It could have been closer, and it also could have been a lot further out.
I think it's probably a little bit flattering for the Seagulls because they had no ball.
Yeah.
I don't know. Brando Smith and Harry Grant, that combo is just
Harry Grant. He's close to the best player in the comp as like just after Turbo. I reckon he's so good. He's so good.
Cody Walker, you can't leave him out.
Oh yeah, and Cody. But like Harry Grant. Oh my god, I was having a cry watching that. That was so good. He was so good. Yeah. Where do you think Melbourne still the front runners?
Yeah.
After that,
they're not a shoe-in, but
I think
they're probably a shoe-in for the granny, but you can't book them in to win.
Do you think they improved their chances or like looked worse coming after that win?
No, they good. the scoreline could have been more like the Saab try could have easily been
a Melbourne try.
Yeah,
that's fair. Moving to Sunday's game, Tigers taking down the Doggies. For me watching, I thought that was one of the lowest quality games of the year. Personally, I know Strong, you might disagree with that, but
I don't. There weren't that many errors.
I know, but like it was just I don't know how to explain.
It's like intensity,
and like it was just poor.
Tigers were just in second gear the whole time, and
I loved it. Like
that's
Strongy's like, power to relying on kicks, and I think like every try I was watching Tigers score was just off kicks against.
I'm pretty. I'm not worried about our attack. I'm worried about our.
You shouldn't be because your season's done, brother.
Like the fact that Doggy scored 16 points and they were so bad. Like I was like, why are you even playing NRL at this point? I was like, wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty easy. I thought it was a bit of a walkover.
Yeah, I was a bit of a
like
I was watching the game in my peripherals, but it just looked like
so yeah. I think so many like every commentator I've heard talk about the game when they review it, it's like, oh my gosh, in this game, like they were like depressed watching this game.
Yeah, it was a walkover. The Doggies scored off like one line break, like one half break in our 20, and then the other was a 40-meter like run, like kind of fluky runaway through Nick Meaney through soft markers. Thought it was pretty easy. There wasn't much going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Just from watching the game, that's what I thought. Like you're saying 28-16, that's a walkover. Like that was pretty much the same scoreline in the Melbourne Manly match, and that was like a wrestle till the end. Like if it was I just feel like Tigers had to put 50 on them. I
didn't feel like Manly were ever in the Storm game.
Ooh.
I don't really think the game was ever up for contest. I think the Storm always just going to be one or two tries. Like they were just always going to do one better than Manly. I don't think that Storm Melbourne game was the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, it's just what Manly had a lead after halftime, or just
just after halftime.
The Storm just came back comfortably.
I don't know. Any thoughts that you want to project about the Tigers, or you just thought it was solid?
They'll win it. I reckon they'll win 3 or 4.
Yeah,
and they'll come 9th probably. Based on point differential. They play the Sharks and the Doggies and the Cows, so 2 teams below and 1 above. They'll need to beat the Sharks.
If they win 3 or 4, they'll be equal with 8.
If they win 4 or 4, they'll probably finish 9th still on point differential.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Teams ahead of. Well, I mean,
Doc Tigers season.
Canberra have Storm, Manly, Warriors, Chalks. Gold Coast have South, Melbourne, Knights, Warriors. Newcastle have Cronulla, Canterbury.
Newcastle, I think, are the lock. Their run is so bad. I mean, they just play bad teams. Yep.
Yeah.
Talking about Sunday's game. We weren't talking about it, but we will talk about it. Sunday Arvo's game. Titans sort of turning into the Harlem Globetrotters at one point. They turned it on. Bo Firma flick pass and then a little chip over from, was it, I don't know who it was, Toby Sexton who scored, or Ash Taylor scored. There's a little chip and chase, like a double. Corey Thompson, sorry. He socketed it over. So, mate, Titans look fantastic. Toby Sexton.
Yeah, he's looking decent, isn't he?
He's looking very good.
Yeah. Fuck.
Sexton looks real good. There wasn't much special about that game. I think Cows are pretty shit. I think letting Clifford go is probably one of the worst decisions they made all year.
Yeah.
For the sake of the season, they probably should have kept him.
For sure. But I think,
Dearden's becoming a notorious loser. He's like 22 losses.
22 games starting.
Hang on. You can't sign him.
Yeah. I also, not Dearden's fault at all, most of it, but, bit unlucky. I just thought, buddy, Valentine Holmes scoring done me in Supercoach. That's all I took out of this game.
I was like, here it is. My round first week.
Yeah. Anyway.
Todd Payton still hasn't worked out how to unleash the beast in JT.
Starting him on an edge is not
Go
the
on the edge. What are you doing?
No, he's not a David Fafita.
I don't know, but and then David Fafita, $1 million plus player, starting on the bench. I'm not too sure about that. I know
it's working. I think that if you're paying someone $1 million and they're getting their best off the bench, they're he's so destructive when he comes on.
Are they $1 million player?
They might not be $1 million player, but I think you got to get it out of your head that I'm paying this guy $1 million, so he has to sell. If he's more effective coming off the bench, I'm happy to play him off the bench.
If you re-sign, you're not going to pay $1 million.
For sure.
At the moment, you're not playing someone 80 minutes. You're probably not really getting the best out of them if they're capable of playing 80. David Fafita.
If they
it's working.
Play 60 minutes, but at that level, high energy that he's bringing,
I reckon it works.
Yeah.
Tips for the next round. I'll just rattle them off. Storm Raiders.
Storm.
Storm. Panthers Dragons. Panthers. Roosters Broncos.
Jokes.
I'm going to go Broncos for the upset on this one. They've done them early in the season.
Actually,
no.
I'm just going to go what I want to happen. I want
Bronx
to lose. So I'll go Broncos as well.
Souths Titans. I reckon that'll be a good game. But Souths. Cowboys Tigers.
Whoa.
Tigers.
Name of the round, this one.
We know what happened last time.
That time wasn't too good. Tigers get up and take it to 8 games in a row on the loss, or is it 9 for North Queensland? Maybe 9.
Yeah. I'm going to go Cowboys. Cowboys.
Really like being wrong.
Seagulls Eels.
Seagulls.
It has.
13 plus.
It has to be the Seagulls. Doggies versus Warriors.
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 Hopewade signed for UK Super League someone this week. 2 years.
Oh, really?
That's the issue. It's go the Doggies, get paid overs, diminish your value Super League. That's the little trend. That's the Doggies player.
Oh, that's very true. Two Canberra players playing for them this week. Don't know how I feel about that, but
the loan system's great.
No,
really?
There's no cup. There's no cup to play.
Yeah, but the 2-week loan system's is fucking stupid.
It makes so much sense. Doggies, they're out of finals contention. Give Ryan James and
but it's sort of because they're gonna play teams that can also make the 8. If they're the reason that they stop the other teams making the luck.
There's literally
just get dropped.
Both teams. It
just get dropped.
The Raiders and the Dogs.
No, but it's not good for the other teams.
Doesn't matter.
You're not playing Canterbury how they're meant to be playing.
If you're on loan, it means you're not super essential for their team. If Tommy Turbo's coming back from injury,
but now Ryan James going into and Corey Horsburgh, they're already top 5 Doggies players on that team.
Yeah, good.
No, it's not right. I think
if there was cup, if the New South Wales Cup being played at the moment, maybe not, because you can get your match fitness that way. How else are you meant to get your match fitness?
This isn't about getting match fitness. It's because the Doggies need players, you fucking retard.
No, but it's also because James hasn't been the 17 for ages. Corey Horse was just back from injury.
Yeah,
obviously match fitness.
It's part of playing sport. I don't think Ryan James would go. If you're an experienced NRL player, a lot of people don't just end in that.
We'll past that. We know Rapana's tugged off Ryan James. Got a tug off from Ryan James missing. He's on loan, fair enough. But Horsburgh, he needs some match fitness, so he's gone to the Bulldogs. Fair enough.
Nah, it takes away.
Great system, in my opinion.
It takes away from the tribalism of it, and it should only be a year or half-year loans.
Yeah. And then last game of the round, Knights Sharks. I'm going to go Knights on this one.
Yeah, Knights. Brad's best out for me.
Yeah. Are we gonna
If the Sharks win, I'd back that highly.
Yeah, that'd be good. Should we any AFL you want to chat about, Strongy?
It was probably the round of upsets. Toby Green shouldn't have been suspended. Fucking raw.
I saw that. I don't know why he got suspended.
Yeah, he got suspended for a high fend on Patrick Dangerfield, which apparently he had like bruising on his esophagus. Had to go to hospital and shit.
I don't know why I'm laughing. That's sorry for that way, but that's just
Gold Coast beat Carlton, which was an upset.
Yeah.
North were looking better than Richmond in the first half. Crows almost beat Port. Tex Walker said something racist.
Yeah, saw that. What's this about Damien Hardwick? Something like he's having beef with some reporter or something?
Oh, he has beef with because he's just a bit of a twat. Like, yeah, I don't know what it is. He's like one of these like guys that's kind of like really like spiritual and like super self-confident and like creates rules and standards to follow. And then a couple of the journos and former players have gone, oh, all right, Dimmer thinks you got to be humble, but he's the least humble bloke in footy.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on here?
He's gone and got all butthurt because everyone's taking shots at him. Shots are fair enough. Like he like has this super high standard for everyone to follow. Then you listen to him speak, and he does sound like a bit of a toss sometimes. So
fair enough.
Yeah. And then Essendon beat the Doggies, which is another big upset.
Oh, that is massive. Yeah.
And, for the second time in history, a match was delayed because of thunder and lightning. And I've watched both those games live. So
wow.
I know.
Like watched them like been there or?
Oh no. Oh, I was watching the Sydney game when it happened like 6 years ago, and then watching the D's game when it happened.
So you're at the Sydney game?
No.
Oh, so you're just watching them.
It only happened 2 times in like 120 years. It's so bizarre that
the game was called off to the thunder.
Yeah, it gets to if there's lightning.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's the same I'm pretty sure it's the same in NRL or all sports that are out in open space. Can't be out.
Maybe not golf though. They play on.
No, golf, you go in. What the heck are you talking about?
Let me take my big metal fucking
you idiot.
Did you think I'm fucking being serious?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fucking metal.
Hey, who's going to get hit first?
That'd be a great video idea. Who can survive the longest standing in the golf club?
It's like
yeah.
AFL was interesting. Big upsets that it was surprising. So yeah, the hunt for the 8's still on in the AFL as well.
Sydney were pretty disappointing, weren't they?
You were fucking disappointed. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I watched a bit of that match and I turned it off. We won't talk about it. Yeah. Last bit, we're going to rank 1 to 16 the fullbacks of the year now. Sort of just as the season comes to close.
I've gone off I've combined current form, like how they perform and overall.
Yeah, I agree.
This would probably be slightly adjusted if it was just from form and.
Oh no, I've lent more towards 2021 form.
Yeah, but you also in the back of your mind you have to.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I've also taken into consideration. Yeah. All right. Someone rattle just straight through 1 to 16.
Okay, have you got your 1 to 16 prepared?
Yeah.
Okay,
16. I've gone Nick Meaney, Mitchy Moses' long lost brother.
Oh, yeah.
You're going 16 up. Okay, yeah. Oh, you went 16. I thought Nick Meaney's probably in Dogs, one of Dogs' best players.
Yeah, but I just think he's at the Dogs. He'll find a way to be a top 8er at the Storm, even though he's one of the utility bench fringe squad players. He'll find a way. Tessie New has now started to find himself.
Yeah.
This is just because career as well. 13, Matt Duffy.
Oh, I went at Duffy a bit high, but yeah.
12. 13, Dylan Edwards.
Yeah, Dylan Edwards is very low for me. I don't rate him at all.
Some people rate him. I don't know. I just think of him as a shit gutho, a real.
Yeah, he's the thing that sticks with me with Dylan Edwards when Pat made that line break to score in the grand final. He was getting overtaken by Moses Leota to catch Pap. I'm going, how can you be that slow and be a fullback when a bloody second prop is going down fast? And I'm going, yeah.
The thing about Dylan Edwards is he just does his role really well. I've got him super low as well because I think it's bang average.
12 Jordan Rapana. Yeah, I'm loving him at the moment. Like I think it's just 11 Dane Laurie.
Yeah, okay. I have Dane Laurie a bit high.
10 Val Holmes.
Yeah.
9 Will Kennedy. That's a bit of a surprise, but I'm rating him. I reckon he's been one of the Sharks.
Yeah, I've Kennedy a lot. Yeah, okay.
I think he's been really good. 8 Reece Walsh.
Yeah.
7 Nico Hines. I think. I'm still not really convinced on him, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
6 AJ.
Yeah, nice.
And then 5th Ponga, 4th Gutho. Now this would be very different if it was just in current form. Gutho would be down a bit, but I think if it's all time, Gutho's 4th out of the fullbacks listed.
Well, it's not.
3 Latrell, 2 Teddy, 1 Turbo.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fairly similar. The top end and the bottom end are very similar. I've gone 16. If we go 16 up, 16 Nick Meaney, 15 Dylan Edwards, 14 Tessie New, 13 Val Holmes, 12 Jordan Rapana, 11 Matt Duffy, 10 Reece Walsh, 9 Dane Laurie. I think Dane Laurie's one of the Tigers' best this season. 8 AJ Brimson, 7 Will Kennedy, 6 Clint Gutherson, 5 Nico Hines, 4 Kalen Ponga, 3 Latrell Mitchell, 2 James Tedesco, number 1 Tommy Turbo.
Where'd you have Gutho on that?
Number 6, behind Hines and Ponga.
I can't. You can't have him behind Hines, in my opinion.
Really?
So, yeah. I'll explain mine as I go through. So I've gone 16 Meaney just because I don't actually think he's a fullback. 15 Rapana because he's been impressive in the couple games he's played there. 14 New because he's going to be a gun. I think Tessie
and he's turning into
I think Tessie is going to be a gun footballer.
I don't know the Broncos story, but I know they either didn't re-sign him, now they really want to, or they just really want to now.
They couldn't re-sign him because of cap space, but apparently they're going to now. So it looks like Tessie New is locked to play fullback for the Broncos for a fair while. Then gone Duffy at 13, Walsh at 12, based on what he's shown.
Val Holmes above them. I thought Val Holmes has been awful this year.
Yeah, but he's good. He is a good fullback.
I don't rate him at fullback. I think he's a winger.
No, it's not. He can play both. He's an elite. He'll be elite in both. He's got more time. 11 Edwards, 10 Laurie, 9 Kennedy, 8 Holmes, 7 Brimson, Ponga 6, Hines 5, Latrell 4th, Gutho 3rd.
Oh, what the heck? Latrell under Gutho.
Yeah, but if you're weighing career, full career, I can definitely see that. Gutho
full career.
No, I'm not weighing in full career. I'm weighing in this.
This year, Latrell's been freak.
Yeah, and Gutho's been underwhelming the last 4 weeks.
Oh, no. See, I'm more of Gutho. Gutho's probably been Para's best and most important player this year. And
he's our most important.
Latrell's been good, but it's been in patches. And then, obviously, Ponga's barely played any football. Hines is there purely based on that form he showed. Otherwise, I think he's outside the top 8.
Oh, I don't rate Nico Hines, but he hasn't lost a game starting fullback, so
it's kind of hard to go. But the one that kind of gets me is I'm tossing up with Brimo at 7 because I've just watched him. I watch Titan games and I wait for Brimo to show glimpses of what everyone says, and it just never happens.
I think he's good. I rate Brimo.
He doesn't seem to have what Teddy and Turbo have.
Where do you have him at? 7?
I have him at 7.
I have him at 8, to be fair. I have Kennedy in front of him. I think Will Kennedy's fantastic.
I have Brimson at 6. I think he's just...
I rate Brimson the most out of everyone here, and I've had him the lowest.
So I've got Kennedy at 9 because I think it's a good... I think he does everything really well. He does everything good. He's jack of all trades, master of none. So better than fucking Clarkie's lists. Oh, they're fucking horrific.
I thought, yeah. We can all agree that Turbo, Teddy are number 1 and 2 for sure.
Yeah, and I think Tommy at 1 is purely based on the year that he's had. And, And
if we're going overall, I'm still taking Tedesco. That's my fullback.
I'm still taking Teddy comfortably.
I'm taking overall, like, I weighed that in significantly.
No.
I just think, like, Turbo's been injured, so it's hard to tell. From what I've seen, all of Teddy and all of Turbo, like, they're pretty even. Like, Turbo's year this year would be better than Teddy's Dally M year.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is one of the best years that a player's ever, like, in NRL history, I reckon. The numbers he's putting up is cooked.
Teddy's Dally M year, he won the Dally M fullback of the year, won Origin, won the comp.
Turbo's won Origin, won the Origin series player. He'll probably win the Dally M and Dally M fullback.
But he can't win a grand final with that team.
He's not going to like, personal accolades are great, but even when you talk about, like, how good someone's career was, when someone's got a premiership or multiple, it does stand out. Like,
my question to finish this: do you think Turbo will win a premiership if he stays at Manly his whole career?
Yeah, I think Manly's probably entering. What actually surprised me about Manly is that the Trbojevic brothers and DCE don't seem to be, like, they don't bring marquee players with them, which I'm finding a bit weird.
Well, they don't have cap space to do it because they're one of the only clubs that has $2 million players.
10 million collectively. So
I mean, like, which other club do you reckon has $2 million players?
Oh, like from value of
no, like they actually paying the $1 million, because I know Turbo's getting $1 million and we know Cherry Evans is getting $1 million. Fafita and Ash Taylor. Yeah,
look at that.
I reckon you could make such a good argument that Jerome Hughes is worth $1 million.
I would pay Harry Grant and Cameron Munster the $1 million if I was at Melbourne.
Yeah, it's fine. You could argue like 5 800K players in that team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even like Brandon Smith, like offering close to like 900.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think in reality, Brandon Smith's like a 700 to 800K a year player.
Whatever you pay Gutho, you pay Brandon Smith is what I think.
Yeah, I think they're quite similar. If you apply the traits to either role, yeah. But I think Tommy will. I think Manly will win a premiership, and if he doesn't, it's a bit unlucky.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win a premiership at Manly, I can see him making the switch in his, like, late 20s or early 30s to
whoever's strong then.
I'll be fucking pissed off if Manly win another premiership before I witness one, because it was like the last 4 years, Para have been a lot better than them consistently on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking piss me off.
Yeah.
I think Para are probably like one.
They're not a premiership team. I'm sorry. You're a solid 5 years off a premiership.
I think they're two in 2 years and 1 or 2 big signings, like decent signings.
The pack can win a comp.
The pack can win a comp.
I've got question marks whether the pack's that good.
Oh, I reckon that the pack's probably the best thing about Parramatta.
They've been fucking torn up the last couple of weeks. Like Para have been shit because their forwards haven't got the offloads that they.
What do you mean? We're literally got the most offloads in the comp.
Yeah, but when you look at it comparatively from the rest of the season when they were playing well to now, all the forwards are down.
But I think that's like just one out running. It's predictable, and you can just jam them.
You can still get an offload with a 1 out run, Chuck.
Yeah, I know, but their offloading hasn't gone down.
I'm telling you, the Fox Sports were saying it. They've stopped offloading so much.
Are they just being soft, just in general? Fucking, I don't know.
Fair enough. Anyway, it's been a good wrap today, boys. I thought we've done well today.
Yeah.
Patting you back. Chucker, thanks for turning up today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little alarm clock doesn't go
Or just doesn't even look at the message. That's more like it.
Doesn't even bother checking what's going on.
No. Anyway, good chat, boys. And we'll see you guys next week.
See you next.